Welcome back. Hey, today we're going to talk about getting a little bit more spice out of some chord changes by a really simple method, and that's using an alternate chord over top of the chord that you're currently using. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on a dominant 7th chord, and this is sort of like the chord you use in the blues all the time. So if we're doing a bluesy type thing, and I'm playing, so let me get this progression going. Now, normally, your first line of defense on anything like this is going to be just a straight pentatonic. You can hear it doesn't quite sound right. So if you start to put in some thirds, it's all of a sudden sounds pretty good. So that's pretty workable. You can also, of course, raise the third on the pentatonic and make it a dominant pentatonic. Okay, so if you're doing that sort of playing, all right, you hear now all of a sudden I went into a different land of opening up some harmonies that really change the sound of it. So all I'm doing there is I'm taking my G7 chord and I'm going down. If I put my if I harmonize the scale, the 7th chords are always the 5 chord in a key. In this case, G7 wants to resolve to C. So if I'm in the key of C major, no sharps and no flats, and I would have C major, D minor, E minor. Now here's where the trick comes. The 4 and 5 chord, F major 7, G7. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to superimpose that F major 7 over top of G7. Now when I do that, I'm going to get the notes F, A, C, and E. And now this is where it gets sort of interesting. So the G7 chord, if you take root, 3rd, 5th, and 7th, it's going to be G, B, D, and the 7th would be F. Now, if I keep going in thirds from that F note, I would have F, A, C, and E. These are called the upper structures or upper harmonics on top of these chords. So if I put a G note on that, and you often hear that sort of sound, that's a very common sound. So when I solo, if I'm taking these solos, okay, so let me show you this first one. This is just a straight, and these are all going to be like pretty straight F major 7 arpeggios. If I start from the note E, which would be my 6th, 7th, 9th, 11th, and 13th, I'm going to do E, F sharp, A, C, E, F sharp, A, C, E. Okay, so let's try that. And you hear how I get in and out of that. Okay, now I'm going to take a Wes Montgomery sounding line. He would actually play this in octaves, which is absolutely impossible to play, but I'm going to take this E note and I'm going to come down. I'm going to sweep pick then C, A, F, E. And again, he did that with octaves, which who knows how that happened, but. All right, so you hear that sound. Now I'm going to take this up here as well. I'm going to do E, F, A, C, E, and I'm going to try to work these ones in. right, you hear again, I'm walking through. And then I went to a G chord. And then an F chord. I'm going to do one last one. I don't know if I can do it this fast, but this is a Larry Carlton riff. I'll show you the riff first because I might not be able to play it over the rhythm. But I'm going to do F, A, C, B, D, G. That's a G chord. F, A, C, G, B, D. I was actually hearing it twice as fast. I don't think I can pull it off. Okay, then I can sort of bop back and forth between a G chord and an F chord. So that was just doing a chromatic between the F and the G chord. And then I can sort of tie them all together. I'm just going through G major, F major, G major, F major, G major, F major, G major. All right, and that's sort of a Wes Montgomery sound, but you hear a lot of jazzers do that, superimposing the 4 chord over the 5 chord. So anyhow, I hope that helps you out a little bit, and hope that gives you a little bit of like information you can use to spice up some playing changes and, you know, just add a little bit of something to them. So God bless until next time.